Hey everyone, Game Berserk here with the game news of the week. So as you've probably heard, we just got some crazy news from New World. It turns out that new expansion that just released, we had 2 weeks playing it, we had up to 50,000 concurrent players on Steam. Who knows how many we had on console? I would say across the board we must have had 80,000. And at the top of that hype, Amazon Game Studios has announced there will be no more updates to New World. In fact, they're shutting it down. And we'll get into the details in a minute, but I was really shocked to hear this info, as it seemed like the game was getting on an upward trajectory. They were course correcting, fixing a lot of systems. So the recently updated Season 10 in Nighthaven update is going to be the last one. The cool news is the Angry Earth expansion and all the other paid stuff, it's completely free to everyone, so if you haven't had a chance to hop in, do so. Something about this that doesn't really sit right with me. I know we don't really cover drama on the channel. We like to keep it pretty factual, and this is factual. Amazon Game Studios has laid off 30,000 employees. That is a lot of people, and not only were they laid off, but the company is moving towards generative AI. And I know AI is a hot topic. In my opinion, the genie's out of the bottle, so what we need to do is make sure things are taken care of in an ethical way, the artists are protected, but also that people can incorporate AI in different jobs. I think it is the future. We just need to do it in a smart way that isn't stealing people's work. That being said, the new Lord of the Rings MMO that they were going to make is also allegedly shut down, and to hear that they are shutting down New World, they've shut down Lord of the Rings, and they've laid off 30,000 people for generative AI, I don't know what their next step is, because so far they've only released a game called Snoop Dogg's Court Chaos, which is an AI game, which is absolutely crazy. Part of me thinks this has something to do with the Stop Killing Games movement, which was an EU-ran petition to make products you buy available to you always. It doesn't mean an MMO has to stay on forever. It just means that there has to be some way for you to experience the content or boot up the game or give you notice. For New World, it's not all doom and gloom, because I have some cool news here. Even though so many players have left the game, people are angry, there still is a very large amount of players playing the game to the end, so it's not dead world, not yet anyway, as long as people keep logging in. So if you haven't had a chance to play the game, I highly recommend it. It had very cool action combat, the gathering, skilling, playing music with your friends. It was really fun. But a few passionate devs left on the project, the last one standing. They wanted to give us the content that wasn't released, so they actually shadow dropped the daggers into the game. You can see the skill tree in the game, and I just read online that there is a quest in, I believe, Reekwater, where you can unlock the daggers and give them a shot. So you can see that there's a blades tree where you can go completely stealth and get 100% crit bonus. There's a stealth tree, and overall it looks really great. It's just really shocking that they decided to do this after, you can see here the Nighthaven trailer. It was like a really cool, drank too much pop. The darn Coke Zero is catching up to me, folks. And this new region that they added is this very kind of like horror inspired gothic grim area, and players were really loving it. They even added a catacombs procedural dungeon that you can just play forever. Like, there's going to be new secrets, new bosses. Overall, I had a lot of fun in New World. I spent probably 500 hours in it with friends. We made a lot of memories, had a lot of good times, so no regrets about anything. I'm feeling really sorry for the people who have kind of made it their MMO home. I'm going to do another video looking at the new area, as well as maybe just having some fun on stream with you guys and checking out the new region. But I had to find a new game to scratch that itch. So, of course, old school RuneScape is getting the sailing update this month, which I've covered in another video. So that's why I didn't include it in today's video. I'm really excited for that. But I was doing the Ashes of Creation alpha, and it really scratches that New World itch. The gathering is even better. The combat, the world is very dynamic. They have like a season system where like you're seeing winter, summer, spring, fall. It's changing what's in the world. But, it's a real alpha test. They're so early on, and to mislead people to go and play a finished game, that's not how it is. So I do want to do some Ashes of Creation content, but I'm going to wait a little bit. But moving on to the next story, Arc Raiders. You probably heard about it. Some say it's the extraction shooter for the employed. It looks really amazing. As you can see here, Arc Raiders is standing at a very positive, which is pretty rare for a brand new game whenever there's bugs and issues. So people are really loving the game. It's an extraction shooter. There are just other players you have to worry about. There is giant robots skulking across the landscape. You have little robots trying to kill you. The loot looks really fun. I've watched a lot of streamers such as Shroud and a lot of extraction shooter lovers just saying it's the best game they've ever played. So we're definitely going to get our hands on it once it goes on sale. I just have so many games right now, and I kind of opened the wallet for Ashes of Creation. I had to get in there. But this game looks really amazing. I'm excited to get into it. Looks like the crafting, the progression, the actual gameplay loop looks great, and the world is just so cool. It almost has like this Star Wars vibe mixed with Marauders if you play that. But it's really awesome, and currently at the recording of this video, we have just on Steam 286,000, and the reviews are very positive. So I would say this game is immediate blockbuster success. They're doing really good. So go check out Arc Raiders. It's not that expensive actually. It's sitting at $57. I mean, for a brand new game, it's better than some of these $100 games, right? So moving on to the last story of today, I really do love PC gaming, but I also really love console gaming, and consoles have always been a custom PC at the end of the day, but the more companies are phasing out physical editions, the more we're almost losing what it felt like as a kid to have a console. So I want to start promoting more physical merchandise on the channel, and I buy digital games too. I think it's great. If you've gone full digital, that's fantastic. But for people who want to keep collecting physical and want to also have some collector's items, I'm going to start covering a lot of magic card drops as well as limited run games. If you haven't heard about this website, your friend showed it to me, you're able to get a lot of indie games, remasters, brand new games that are only going to have a certain amount of them printed. So this here is Tomba. It was a game I played on PlayStation 1. It was so much fun. And it looks like now we're getting a whole new remaster. So I'm definitely going to drop the cash down to get the PS5 edition. What I was shocked of is the PC edition. No one even has like disc drives anymore. So this is crazy. Maybe it's just a collector. But I would recommend limited time games if you want physical copies or collector's items, even if you want to make some money or add to your collection. I had a friend buy a Switch game on here for like $50. And a year later, it was $200. I forget the name of the game. I'll have to check and add it into the edit for the video. But it was like a 2D ninja game. It was really cool. So yeah, check out Tomba if you can. Now, as far as channel news goes, we're going to drop some videos this week. My apologies, it was a bit slow the last week. I started an interesting new role at work, so I've been really busy with that, as well as spending time with family and living the good life. So if you like the news video this week, if you want to help me out, it's always free. Drop a like, drop a subscribe. We're trying to hit 50 subscribers so we can do some live streams and start getting those good times rolling and start connecting and playing some more games together. Right on. Peace and love. Have a good one, everybody. Game Berserk out.